Hello, this is Shane McIntyre making the Week 7 video journal talking about both my interview with the speech and language pathologist and my thoughts after I finished completing the functional behavior analysis. First off, for the speech and language pathologist interview, I interviewed the speech therapist at the high school where I work. It was a very beneficial process to go through. I've worked with her quite a bit previously. Some of the kids that are on my caseload at work have speech, and then also some of the students in my classroom have speech. So I have worked with her both, at the IEP meetings. I've also worked with her in the classroom when she's come into my room to work with some of the students on her caseload that I've been teaching. It was interesting, though, to take the time to sit with her and actually look at everything that she does, because I just see such a small fraction of her actual work in the IEP room, because you're seeing the final result of all the assessment. And then when I see her in the classroom, I see her interacting with the students, and I just get a small snippet of what she's really doing. But it's very involved. There's a lot to what she does. So it was really good to be able to just take a look at the whole process and see how it works. One thing that I found interesting is, she's been working at a high school for 10 years. And so everyone that she works with that has speech that's on the spectrum has already been diagnosed with autism. And I asked her about, have you ever worked, to help assess a student for the first time as autistic, and she has. She's done it in her past, and so she was talking a little bit about the differences between, assessing a student for ASD versus just assessing a student that has a need for speech, things that are similar at such a young age, 2 to 3 years old. There's speech delays that you're concerned with. But she said there's so much more when you're looking at a possible autism diagnosis, looking at social interaction, eye contact, and sensory input, and all these other things. So it was a very rewarding, very worthwhile process. The other thing that we worked on was the functional behavior analysis, which again this was a really good exercise to go through. I've done a partial FBA in my past when I was working on my credential. Never have done everything, but I have done components also just through my job. When I used to teach at the non-public school, we did ABC charts all the time, tracking behavior, trying to figure out, is there a correlation between the antecedents and the behavior that we're seeing, and then also, what was the best consequence that we could assign. But I never actually was responsible for creating the FBA, or at least doing all of the analysis for it. That was always left up to our BCBA to take care of making the FBA. So it was really interesting to go through the process, to chart the behavior, to do an interview with the teacher. Again, being a teacher myself, I have my own ideas of what I think the causes of the behavior are, but being able to speak to another teacher, you get a completely different perspective. And so, yeah, it was really interesting looking at the student and trying to decide for myself what's the function of the behavior, and then creating the ABC chart and then the matrix. And, boom, all of a sudden it just shows up. This guy is looking for attention. And then, in the past I have had the opportunity to speak with parents also, sadly on an IEP meeting. And the same things are happening at home. The same way that he likes to, tattle on his peers in the classroom, to get the teacher's attention. He does the same thing with his siblings. The biggest problem is he's a senior in high school, and he shouldn't be doing these kinds of behaviors. He's about to, move out from high school, enter into the quote real world, and he's still tattling on people to get attention from the teacher. So it was eye-opening to do the FBA process, to go through the whole thing and see how it went. I definitely think looking towards the future. While I still probably won't do a full functional behavior analysis on my students, I will definitely try and look at their behavior from a different perspective, with much more the mentality of where is the behavior coming from, why are they engaging in these behaviors, and then what can I do to cut it off before it ever starts. Is it the attention they're looking for? Are they task avoidance? And then how can we work through these things so we just don't have to deal with behavior in the first place? So it was 2 very good exercises that I enjoyed, and thank you very much for your time.